Hello, my beautiful Gemini. How are you doing? Thank you for so much for joining me today for your July reading. What we're going to do is dive into the energies of July to find out what spirit has to say for you to you in support of your highest timeline, living your best life, your best and highest potentials. And I think that you guys are really starting to begin to feel that Jupiter in your sign of expansion. So and maybe a little bit uncomfortable, kind of like, I'm getting this image of like a belt around your waist, like tightening, and you're, like growing past that and having to loosen up to another notch in the belt, because you are expanding and it's going to be supportive of you having new experiences and especially being able to take what you have been interested in, the things that you maybe a hobby, maybe just fascination, maybe what you've been curious about, your creativity. It's time to take that out and expand it into the world. So, how are you doing with that? I'd love to hear from you. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you in support of your July. Okay, this just kind of rolled out of uh, oh my goodness. All right. So I have to ask at this point, are you overthinking in a, way that doesn't feel good about taking yourself out there? Are you overthinking? Are you feeling a sense of insecurity or fear? And maybe this repetition of thought around whether or not what you're bringing out is going to be sufficient for the exterior world. And here's what I have to say to you. Here's what I, spirit, is saying through me to you. Um, so, so what spirit wants you to know here is that just by you being fascinated by something is enough energy to be supported by A, the universe, and B, and find its way to others who are interested in what you're creating as well. Because this is a card of victory. This is a card where others being able to see your victory and being able to cheer you on. But we have a card of negative thinking, and obsessive thinking in a negative way. Okay, where it's a never-ending nightmare, this internal torturing, right? The thoughts torturing us. So what spirit is saying here is that, and here's another truth, okay, that I've had to learn through personal experience to really gain knowledge on this. But the universal truth is that if you're interested in somebody, you're the one that's essentially answering the call for that particular energy, okay? For that energy or thought stream, you're the one that's answering the call. Now, when you're answering a call, that means that there are other people who are interested that are creating that call. I apologize. My throat's a little bit scratchy. Let me go ahead and get a drink. Some water here. Okay. So when you're answering a call, already built into it is people who are interested in what you also are interested in and what you're prepared to bring forward. They need somebody to show them, the way. And maybe it's like a YouTube video. So that's what's coming to mind for first of all. Not simply because I'm doing YouTube videos, but that's the first thing that comes to mind because YouTube is where people mine for information. And so maybe you're like building what are those like little I'm thinking of like a mock scenery, like they're like the miniature sceneries. I'm getting like castles and villages and little people and activities that the people are doing, something like that. And you're like carving out each little piece and building it and painting it and creating something. Now you're taking that, so you're interested in this, and it seems like a very independent or a very isolating hobby, right? Something that you would just be doing for yourself, by yourself, something you're interested in. But as you share that, maybe the process of doing it, maybe the inspirations that you had around it, maybe the storyline that you're creating, whatever it is, people are very interested in hearing what you're creating because they too are interested in it, but they need somebody. We need people making YouTube videos on all these subjects, right? So it's time for Gemini to start taking what they have been learning about, what they've been interested in, out into the exterior world to benefit the world. And by doing so, your world will expand, does expand. and you have greater opportunities that come to you and you feel fulfilled. All of this, everything that we're ever doing is to feel a sense of fulfillment, and you will feel more fulfilled and less, negative thinking as you go ahead and bring this stuff out into the world and start expressing it. Okay. And maybe it's got a little bit, you're a little bit nervous about it. Okay, here we are with the 4 of cups. All right. So again, this is suggesting to me that there's a thought process, an emotionally driven thought process of something not being good enough. Is it you that you think is not good enough? Is it the what you are interested in you think is not good enough to bring out? It's something that is being presented to you. You got your heart crossed off and you're like, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, or nah, it's not really something that I want to do, to engage in. And so, but spirit is saying this is actually going to be very fulfilling and very satisfying for you. Again, we're going back to that same type of message here, and some redundancy of like satisfaction and fulfillment as you bring things out into the world. All right. So let's go on and let's pull a few more cards here to see what else spirit has to say about this. All right. So okay. So here we are with Cancer. We're in Cancer season on the beginning of July, and the High Priestess is a representative of Cancer energy. Okay, she's the highest octave of Cancer energy, and has the ability to, just like you do, Gemini, have the ability to take a look at both sides of the same coin, the dark side, the light side, the wanted and the unwanted, the negative and the positive. Okay, and be able to take a look at all of the things, and then be able to use her intuition to imagine and create imaginatively what is possible without limitation. Okay. So there's a veil here. She's representing there's something beyond the veil. And again, we have now fruit. It's be very fruitful. What is beyond the veil for you is extremely fruitful for you. But you're getting intuition, you're getting guidance from inside to be able to see higher potentials for yourself. And the universe is asking you, your higher self is asking you to trust that, because what happens is that the high priestess then begins to, as she gains this knowledge through her intuition and her internal insights without limitation, she then sends that information over to the magician, and you are the magician. Okay. So you and Cancer work really well hand in hand. And there's a heart centered energy around the intuition that is a driving force for being able to manifest things into your physical life. Okay. So let's go ahead and see. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the magician here pretty soon. But let's see if what does come next. What else does spirit want to say to you about this that's going on internally? That is how can spirit best support you in your highest potential? There we go. Okay, death. Huh, interesting. Did not see that one, but it makes sense. It makes absolute sense because okay, so the death card is a card we know of transformations. It's absolute transformation. There's an internal transformation. It's a different version of you that's stepping forward. Okay. Now you've been through what is necessary to bring yourself to a point of strength. So so we have the battle armor here where it talks about experiences that you've had, and you've been through the battles, you've been through the fight, and you've been through experiences enough to be able to gain knowledge, right? We have this feather here where he has gained inspiration. Maybe that's what it is, but even more than knowledge, inspiration. Okay. Inside the armor is a skeleton, and the skeleton is the most firm and long lasting part of our bodies. So you've been able to bring yourself through your experiences to a very stable, certain, and secure and sure part of yourself. Now he's riding a white horse. The white horse is representative of pure intention. Now, the white horse is trampling the king, which means the old way of doing things, the old order of things, the things that you had held yourself to, or the way that you had believed that you needed to operate or answer to. I always feel like it's an answer to. What was I answering to? What were the rules that I followed, the rules that I abided by, and where I got my information of how to operate within a set standard. Okay. Now, you're meeting this Hierophant here, okay? So a Hierophant is the one who's able to divine information on your behalf. Now, again, you're the magician. This is the High Priestess. You guys working together are able to divine your own intuition, right? You're able to get information from the highest order within you. And it's time to meet that head on. It's time to meet that with the strength that you possess inside of yourself head on and know that this intuition that you are receiving is the new order of things. And so, um, a couple of months ago, there was a really strong message that had been coming through from many signs and many of my clients that was about, um, we're being asked to move forward, and take a leap of faith with nothing more than a positive emotion to support the next step. Okay. And I really feel that strongly for you. It is literally about not needing proof. And I know Gemini so often need that proof before taking a step, but it is about now not needing the proof other than intuition to move forward. Okay. You will be guided once you understand. And it's not until you begin really practicing taking steps based on intuition, based on on uplifted emotion, that you really begin to solidify what that feels like and gain trust in your higher self, gain confidence in your personal self. Okay, to be able to continue for on that route with this transform, and that is a transformation that you are walking through right now. All right, you're having to take steps and trust yourself more than ever before. There's a woman here that represents surrender. It's time to surrender to the higher call within you, okay? And to stop fighting yourself. Let yourself grow. Let yourself expand. Let yourself become this new version of you. And here we have a child who is representative of curiosity and creativity. So we're really seeing how your higher self is saying it's time to meet your creativity and your intuition to be more of who you are or an expanded version, an evolved version of who you are. Okay, so here I have now I have, and I think if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in your last reading, it was about like get out of your head and get into activities with other people. And so I feel pretty strongly that maybe at this point you might be starting to join some groups with people who are interested in have or share similar interests. You may be getting to meet with them and have a really good time. And so that's highly beneficial and supportive of your ventures, of you realizing you're not alone. You're not alone in your creativity. Maybe you're joining a writing class. And so you're seeing that other people have the same kind of struggles that you maybe have with your creative writing, right? And you're beginning to share those topics and like collaborate with one another and grow together. That feels really strongly in this card. Like get out of your head, have some fun, enjoy talking about the things that you like talking about with other people who like talking about it as well. So that's good. That's great. I hope that's what you are experiencing. Seems like that's going to continue the experience through July for you. And now we have the part of like this total and absolute repurposement of your life through satisfaction, peace, harmony, satisfaction. Spirit is literal. This is the evolved version of you now completely repurposed your life. Okay. So this is a wellspring of positive energy, a wellspring of creativity, a wellspring of knowledge through spirits that is pouring down and beginning to bless your life. You see all these leaves coming out here. This is about your emotional state blessing your emotional state, supporting the life force energy that grows your life. Okay. Again, another card of expansion here. We have here where you're facing those fears confidently and securely and peacefully, beginning to face those fears that we had seen over here. You're beginning to take a look at it and realize that I don't need to be afraid of fear itself. And I really have to believe that it's coming from you joining groups. So if you haven't already, start looking around at people who are similarly interested in and not just interested, but also beginning to carry out their interests into the world, doing something bigger with their interests, okay, that will benefit other people. I believe that that activity itself is what is providing this new sense of satisfaction inside of you, this new repurposement for what you're doing with your time, what you're doing with your life, what you're doing with your internal emotions, that gives you the ability to take a look at things that you had feared and opening up these infinite possibilities for yourself. Now, if you remember, if you watch tarot or familiar with tarot, you remember that the infinity sign is not just over this empress here who is now opening up those potentials by facing her fears directly. And also the infinite potential belongs to the magician, again, you. Okay, so now we have the hierophant. Okay, so the hierophant is literally about, again, divining from a higher order. Okay, but it holds a standard. It holds us, the hierophant holds a standard and is able to share that standard with other people. And I believe here that you're the one that's creating the new standard through your inspirations. You're creating the new standard or showing others the standard which you have discovered worked for you and how you're creating something. So let's go back to that miniature village or and castle. I don't know, a kingdom. There we go. Miniature kingdom. Let's go back to that example here. And let's say that now you're showing other people how you did this, how you approached this project, and being able to teach them through your creative inspirations. It's super simple like that, right? And let's get one more card here, and then I'm going to switch over to go even deeper with the take of the okay, the Tarot of the Seer Kingdoms. But before we do, let's get this last card in. This last card is the card of stability. Now, here's the thing about the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is sitting back and looking at this fertile ground here and deciding where they're going to plant that. Okay, where they're going to put their energy, but hasn't actually taken that action yet. So maybe you're finding yourself still in an assessing mode, still trying to discover what the best course of action is for you. But I can tell you that spirit is going to guide you. That much I do know. And it's going to be fruitful. It's going to grow like these leaves here. It's going to be very fruitful and it's going to be very abundant. So as you expand yourself through sharing your creative ventures and your interests and your hobbies with other people, it will be very abundant and prosperous in nature. Okay. So let's go ahead. Like I said, let's go ahead and switch decks here, go a little bit deeper. What else does Spirit have to say for you, Gemini, about July in support of your highest timeline? And boom, 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 we have all of these cards pouring out here for you. Spirit's got lots to say. We have the Three of Pentacles. Again, this card of being with other people. The Three of Cups is where you're enjoying it. The Three of Pentacles is where you're actually solidifying this action into working with other people. Okay, now you're actually doing something with it. Again, stabilizing your finances, stabilizing your physical life. Okay. We have the Hanged Man, who is also about expansion. He is about receiving answers from on high or from a higher emotional, from a spiritual place. Okay. Now, spirit is soft, spirit is gentle, spirit, but is also solid in knowing. Okay. So you're receiving that information and you're beginning to expand your experiences. Okay. He takes this information and he blesses his life with this information by taking this information to more places. Okay. And it does then bless more people's lives, right? So we have the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles can really talk about somebody who just keeps looking very much like this, who this Knight of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles comes right before the Knight of Pentacles in the tarot. All right. And the page is good news and is you are in a position of assessing and discovering and gaining more knowledge, right? It is where you're still not taking action. Okay. So both of these cards are talking about where you are still not taking action in your life. All right. So is it because you're spending too much time blocking off your heart and overthinking things and not having enough confidence? Is that what this is all about? Let's go deeper, okay? Okay. So, all right, this is very fascinating. Okay, so we have the pentacles where it's like, where am I going to put my energy? Where am I going to put my energy? Where am I going to put my energy? Do I know where I'm going to put my energy? That whole like process. And then now we have the Queen of Swords where it's absolute clarity. Now the Queen of Swords, very much like the this knight over here, has had enough experience, has gained the wisdom, and understands the truth of the nature of what it is that she is. So it seems to me that you're prepared in knowledge. She's very knowledge based. Okay. You're absolutely prepared with the knowledge that you currently have, and you will gain more knowledge as you move forward because the of Swords is very forward moving. She's very blessed. Okay. She's very much a blessing. Again, like this one, blessing not just the people around you, but blessing your life into the future, okay? And now here we have what? The hermit, okay? Now the hermit talks about being able to internalize the internal process of extracting wisdom from inside. What is the wisdom inside of these experiences? What is that wisdom? You hold it. You are an expert. Very much supportive of this Hierophant here. You are the expert on the subject, and you are able to organize that information. This is Mercury communication. Now you're also ruled by Mercury. So being able to communicate in whatever medium that is, maybe it's art, maybe it's music, maybe it's writing, maybe it's verbal communication, where you're sharing the information, like I said, on like a YouTube video. And being able to show like the like kinetic hands on, right? So you're going to be able to organize the information that you have gained wisdom on, and you're going to be able to share it with other people. Okay. And so we know that that's the call here. And then of course, as you do this, as you recognize that you hold the knowledge, that you hold the wisdom, that you are prepared, it is extremely satisfying too, because we have the Nine of Cups. It is going to have you lined up with what you truly desire. And I can't help but see this guy peeked out over here, peeking out, right? Not a coincidence. And this head, right? This is where you go out. This is where you see what other people cheering you on, this victory. But this is where you're holding yourself back and saying it's not enough, or I'm not enough. Okay. I keep getting this I'm not enough, or what I'm bringing forward isn't enough. It's not that big of a deal. So this guy's peeking out and is saying, like, you will be lined up with what you think isn't enough now. Okay. You are going to be lining up with it, emotionally lining up. All right. And what is that? What does that ultimately look like for you? By the end of July, what will you have gained from all of it? You'll be a more expanded version of yourself. You'll be more confident in yourself. And we have the Four of Wands, which is you're safe. You have always been safe to bring the uniqueness and your creativity forward. This is a safe, warm, comforting energy of stability. So you have always been. And now here we have the Hierophant, the new order of day, the new order of the day, the Hierophant, Hierophant, where it was always about your creativity was always the biggest gift that you had to bring forward, and you've always been safe to do so. You have everything that you need to be able to bring this forward. You have all the knowledge, and other people need it. Remember that. Remember that other people need this from you. They're calling you forward. And here we have the Knight of Wands as your final outcome. Okay. Final outcome, Knight of Wands, which is the solar plexus, which is, again, your passion. Your passions are the driving force of your activity. Your creativity is the driving force, and it literally moves this energy through you, and it acts through you. Okay? It's time to it's time to act. It's time to feel confident in your actions. And it doesn't actually matter what anybody else has to say about it, because you're going to feel such a warm sense of stability in your creative ventures. You're going to feel such a satisfaction. I'm going to keep going back to that word, satisfaction, that you're going to be gaining so much pleasure from this experience that it doesn't matter how it's received by everybody, because those who it's meant for will receive it. Okay. And that, and that's not even your driving force, it's who's receiving it. It's like you growing in your hobbies, in your ventures, and knowing that you can make a living off of that. I feel like that's part of this Jupiter being in your sign is like working for a dollar, you know what I mean? Working for the money, like just like hours in, paycheck out, hours in, paycheck out. This mundane way of living was never going to be satisfying for you. It was never going to be abundant in nature for you because your heart's not in it. Again, there we go. Your heart's not in it. So once you understand that where your heart actually is where all of the abundance will come from, and all those pieces begin to come together. And I feel like a lot of that realization happens in the month of July for you. Okay, so you can be prosperous, even wealthy if that's what you're looking for, or wealthy in experiences, whatever type of wealth is important to you, that is very much available in your creations, in your passions. And that's what you're meant to do. You are meant to have, there's a reason why things that you're interested in fascinate you. There's a reason for that. And that's where your abundance lies. Okay. So, again, I feel like there's another card here that wants to trying to help bring it all together. Um, whoop, 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 popping out here. Okay, so, wow. All right. Okay, this to bring it all together. I think we're like taking a step back at what you're looking at here, and I went like this. Okay, let's take a step back. Let's take a step back, and let's be honest. Let's be honest that you're recovering from a heartbreak. You're recovering from, like, it's a wound you have to recover. And this wound is the Nine of Swords. That what's breaking your heart is what you're thinking about constantly. And I think that it's mistrust in yourself. To be honest, it's mistrust in yourself. This Seven of Pentacles begs you to take a step back and look at what you're putting your energy into. Okay. Are you putting your energy into your own confidence? Are you putting your energy into what's possible for you? Like this High Priestess over here. You're putting your energy into your imagination. Where are you putting your energy? It's very much important because whatever you're putting your focus on is what is going to expand. All right. So you don't want to continue expanding heartbreak and heartache because your thoughts are overwhelming. What do you want to expand? The King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. Now, I love this final outcome for you. So it may be a turbulent July for you if you get so stuck in your head, but the final outcome here is this promise that your wisdom will bless your life more abundantly than you can actually fully imagine at this point. Now, she's given you that inspiration. Remember, she's unlimited. And this is where that unlimited creativity or unlimited wisdom, unlimited imagination, all that you beginning to see that you are limitless literally creates the abundance that you're looking for, the type of abundance that you're looking for. What do you want your life to look like? It's absolutely yours as you follow your creative passions and share them with other people. So, Gemini, it's a big call for you. I know that you're so much inside of yourself. You can be charismatic and you can be like sharing with other people, and you can, when you feel comfortable. But I think that you're getting out of some of those comfort zones and you're in this growing. It's getting that charisma that you naturally possess is key here to unlocking the ability to not have to go so far down the other direction that doesn't feel good to you anymore. Continue allowing yourself to feel good. Continue allowing yourself to be creative. Continue allowing watch your creativity to be inspiring to other people, and you will literally be abundant in every way that's important to you in your life. So thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing, beautiful July. Take your stuff out there into the world. The world's asking for it. That's why you're interested in it. Remember that piece, okay? And I will see you on the next video. You are inspired, you are blessed, and Spirit's got your back, okay? Accept it. Accept it. All right. Take care, Gemini. I will see you in the next video.